So it's like an upgrade for an upgrade?
Hey! What's up, my peoples? EmGo here, the freaking geek himself, and today we will be reviewing the DNA Design DK-45 upgrade kit for Legacy Armada Optimus Prime. So here we are, and there it is. And first and foremost, as always, we'll take a quick look at the packaging right up front. Here we have an image of Prime, although it's not Prime. You can't see his face. That's a totally different thing happening right there. DK-45 Armada OP upgrade kit. DK-45, DK-45, DK-45. Words, things, barcodes on the back of the box, obligatory product shots, and that is basically it for the packaging. And moving right along, here we have the upgrade kit for Legacy Armada Optimus Prime, and here is everything you get with the kit. Well, almost everything. I have some things already installed, but here is the gist of what you get with the kit, and we'll just go through it all real quick here. First, we get a new chest piece here, done in the red, with some nice bits of silver. We get some new hands, nice and gold. These are posable. The thumb here is on a ball joint, so you have a little bit of wiggly-waggly rotation. Each finger is on a hinge at the base, and a hinge that allows the fingers to splay out at what looks like kind of a weird angle, honestly, but still. You get some posable hands here, as well as this piece, which is for weapon holding, and you can remove these pieces if you don't want them. They do just slide right out, so you can just have a nice clean hand there, or drop that down into that slot, and now you have a port for weapon holding. So that is how that works. We got some new foot pieces here, black, blue, some bits of silver. We get these panels here. They're just going to fill out the back of the alt mode. We get these shoulder panels here, which are just slightly longer. Got some nice gold in there. We have a new crotch plate with the flaps that can now move up and down, which is nice. We get a new butt plate. We're going to be swapping that out for this new piece here, and this will be able to open up and splay out. And we also get this little connector piece that will be for the stuff in the back, and this is just a little extension piece for the arm / leg. We also get a pin knocker outer and a new pin. We're going to be using that for swapping the butt plate out. So we get some tools as well, and last but not least, we get a big ol' blaster / blaster extension. Let's see. Done with the nice silver, some gray, some nice detail there. And there you go. That is everything you get with the kit. So let's show off how all of this works, shall we? Let's. So here we have the cab, and the first thing we're going to do is install this little piece right here, because normally when we have this up, you can see a little bit of a, there's a gap there. Not the most elegant, not the prettiest thing in the world. And what you do is you take this, and it will go into the slot right there. So you just line that up, and you just push it in as far as that will go. And now when you bring that up, it will sit there, and it will fill in that gap and make that look nice and pretty. And that's all there is to that. Now back here, we have to do some surgery. So untap this, get that out of the way. You want to take this panel here, and you want to pop this off. And then take the new piece, and that will just pop right on, like so. And that's the easy part. So what we're going to do now is bring out the leg, like so. And we need to undo some screws here, so we're going to be undoing 1, 2, 3 screws. So undo those real quick. Now, as you're undoing this last screw here, be mindful, because all of this is on a spring, so hold everything tight, and just undo this panel, and just be mindful of how everything is sitting in here, that way you can put it back together properly. But you want to undo all this, take this off, like so. We'll put this off to the side for now, and we're going to work on this piece here. So we need to undo this screw now. And once that screw is undone, we're just splitting this apart, like so, and like so. And now this is going to get this little extension piece here. So you just slot that in, and then that will go right here. Now this is very tight to get on, so just use your muscles. There you go. Okay, there you go. Once you get that popped in all the way, then you can just close that back up, retrieve your screw, and get that started. And now you know what we do. Now, and get that nice and unsnuggened. And there you go. Now you have your little extension there, and we can move on. So now it's time to give him a new hand. So let's just open this up, turn this around, just kind of get this out of the way. So what we're going to do is we're going to undo this screw right in here. So undo that. And once that is undone, you just take the hand apart with the greatest of ease. There we go. Come on. There we go. Take that off. Take that off. Put that off to the side. You don't need that anymore. Get out of here. Move! And then we bring in our new hand, and that will just slide right onto that mushroom peg. Like so. Easy peasy. And then you just get that to position. You can bring that back down, rotate it around, close that up, and there you have where your new hand will live. And once that is done, you just want to put all this back together. So again, be mindful of how everything was sitting. Get this panel and put it back on. And you definitely want to do this screw first, because that will hold in that spring and everything. So get that in, and get the screw in. And get that last screw in snuggened. And there you go. To get your little extended pieces there. So now you can just bring this down, and this will tab in right there, just like it did originally. Clip the arms back together, thusly and thusly. Like so. And rotate those wheels up, and they'll tab in right there. And we just have one more piece to do, and that is this section right here. And this just pegs right into that port right there. And that will just cover up the hand, and also just kind of tab in right back there. And it just makes all that look just a little bit cleaner. So you don't have those visible hands just sitting there staring at you. And there you go. And it still rolls as rolling things should. Hooray for rolling. So we got that done. So now we're going to bring in this new chest piece right here. So this section here you want to bring up and bring back. Bring up and bring back. So it'll sit thusly. You want to take this section and just pop it off. Like so, and then you just peg the new one on. They didn't make this so it could slide up and down this track, which is kind of annoying, honestly. They should have, but oh well. So you just want to peg it into the upper section, or the rearmost port, like so, and then you just take this and you pop that into that, and that will still slide up and down that track there, and there you have that done. Gives you a little bit more roof. As you can see, it just kind of covers up those visible hands there. Again, just makes things look a bit cleaner there. You don't have the robot stuff just kind of hanging out. So now we got to swap some crotches here. So you're just going to take the existing one, and it's just on a mushroom peg here. So just grab hold and just pull it out. There we go. Got it off. So we got that. Then you just take the new one and just plug that in. That worked in. There we go. Pop that in, and now we have a crotch panel that now can move up and out of the way. So So you're not moving the entire panel up, you can now just move those side pieces up. That does look a lot better. I do like that. And now it's time for some butt surgery. That's right. So we can take this off, put that off to the side, make our lives a little bit easier. So what we're going to do is we're going to knock this pin out. So again, they do provide you with a pin knocker outer. So what you're going to do is just hold it against this pin, give it a thwacking, and knock it out. So I'm going to do that real quick. There we go. That took a lot of thwacking to get that moving. That thing was that was in there. That was in there. But once you get it peeking out here, I grab it with some pliers and then just pull it the rest of the way out. Release, release. Come on. Slowly but surely. Slowly but surely. Just work it out. Work it out. There we go. We got that out. Took some plastic with it too, but it's okay. Oh, that's why it's knurled in 2 spots. Right there and right there. That's why it was so hard. They really wanted to make sure that pin didn't come out, but we made it come out anyway. But anyway, once you've done that, we can now just remove this butt plates like so, and we can install the new butt plates. And that will just live right there, and they give you a new pin, and you just take this and run it through. You probably have to thwack it as well. So let me get all this situated here. Okay, after a good amount of thwacking, we got that pin in place. We also have to transfer some pieces. We have these little side parts here. You just want to pop these off, and they will pop on the new part. Just get that lined up and pop it in. This whole butt plate wants to fight me. Don't you? Don't you? It does. It really does. Come on. Go in your home. This is your new home now. Don't resist. Don't reject it. There we go. Just pop these in. Again, just some little friction pegs. So, just pop that in, and there we go. So we got that situated. So now with the new butt plates, we can just kind of open that up and do that because reasons. Because reasons. I guess it kind of cleans up the silhouette a little bit, but you know. Hey, a thing you can do if you want to do it. So now we have this piece, which usually was hanging off of his butt here, thusly, but they want you to have less hanging off of his butt and some more hanging off of his back, because that's really what's going to happen here. Because now we're taking this little adapter piece, and this is just going to plug in right here, and we can just fold this all the way up, and this will plug into this port right here now. So now that sits right there, and you know, it does clean up the silhouette some, and you know, it's less hanging off of his butt, and yeah, it does clean up the silhouette, and I guess that was the intended purpose there. It doesn't really make the back any cleaner, but again, it does clean up the silhouette from the front, so that's a benefit, I guess. And the last thing to install are these little lifts for his feet. That's all. They just peg right in. Just peg that on, and peg that on, and voila, now he is slightly taller. If you needed him to be slightly taller, voila, now he is slightly taller. Now going back into trailer mode, there's a couple things we're doing differently. This is going to parts form now. Now you can leave the little adapter piece right where it was. That can stay right there. One thing to note also, this connection right here is like very loose. That doesn't really hold on too well at all, but yeah. Of course you can always fix that, but once you do that, everything else will basically just tab together exactly as it did before. Just get all this lined up and tab together. Now for the feet, once you flip the toes in, now you just bring this panel up like so. So you have that going on. So you just do that on both sides. Just flip that down and then flip that up. And for the crotch plates, you just rotate it as you did before, but now you want to take the central piece and bring this down first, and then bring the sides down. So it's sitting like that. So now to connect the trailer to the cab, we do have to take these panels and move them out of the way, and it's just a simple case of just untabbing them and just rotating them up like so. And we're going to take these little ports from the inside of his hands out because these do serve a purpose in the alt mode. So once that is done, we can now take the trailer and plug it on. So what we can do is we can take these and they will plug in to these ports right here. They are quite snug. Very snug fit. Come on. Yeah, there we go. It's very, very snug fit. And you can take your weapons and plug them right up top, thusly and thusly. And there you have your weapon storage. Hooray for storage. And there you have your fully kitted out Prime in alt mode. You can see we got some aesthetic differences going on here, but it still rolls, as rolling things should. Hooray for rolling. But yeah, that is everything installed there in the alt mode. Now, when you're going into robot mode, again, a couple things you're doing differently. Now we have these little filler pieces here. They're on a hinge, and you're just going to take these and just flip them down, like so. And now we have these back panels. You're just going to rotate it up at this hinge and then bring it down at this one. So you're just going to kind of compress these up, like so. You just kind of splay those out, do what you want there. And now that's how you have that looking. And again, not much difference there. Just gives them a little bit more butt flaps there. Kind of angle those out, do what you want. But everything else remains pretty much the same. Now for his super duper awesome mega mode, again, a couple things you're doing differently here. One thing to note, those little filler pieces for the side of the truck mode, you do want to leave those flipped down, otherwise you won't be able to get these pieces where you need to go. So leave those pieces flipped down, and that will all just tab in. The new shoulder piece will just tab in where it was. This panel right here, you're just going to bring that down like that. And that's all you're doing there, just bringing that down like so. Now for the chest piece, we want to bring this up and bring that out, bring that up and bring that out. This piece we do have the parts form because we have to remove it just to slide it down to the lower point, like that. What? Parts form? Shh. It's okay. It's okay. But you just bring that down, and that will sit there like that. And there you have your fully kitted out Armada Prime. And yeah, I mean, you know, you get some slightly larger shoulder pads. You get a little bit more chest action going on. He's slightly taller. His arms are slightly longer. He has posable hands. The back has some, you know, some reorientation going on there. So, yeah, I mean, you know, and he's got the crotch panel, which can move out of the way a bit more naturally. I do like that. I think that's my favorite part out of the whole thing, honestly. That and the posable hands. And again, due to the, you know, the rejiggering of everything back here, it definitely does clean up the silhouette a lot better from the front. You don't just see that big panel just hanging back there, and, you know, it's nice. You can kind of cover up all that junk hanging off his butt. Now, as far as the blasters go, you can have him holding each individually, or you can combine these two. Just plug it into that barrel, and that will plug into the sides like so. And have a super mega blaster thing, cannon of justice. You know, hey, things you can do if you want to do it. And if you want to make it even more super duper mega, we can plug in the little smokestack blasters on either side. And we can bring in this big chunk right here, and this will plug into this port right there, like so, and make it extra super duper mega blastery. Things you can do. You can drop it too. Also, things you can do if you want to do it. So now, in theory, you can have Prime holding the super duper blaster in his super duper hands. Now, one thing to note, once you have this whole setup going on, this little connector piece does not like to stay in his hand. It slots in, you can kind of get him holding it, but it's a lot of weight, and it's more weight than this thing kind of wants to hold. So, yeah, you just have to be kind of mindful when you're doing this whole setup. You can hold it, but you just have to kind of have everything kind of supported just right, otherwise it's just going to fall right out. Looks cool though, but you do have to be kind of mindful of how you have all this set up. So there you have the upgrade kit for Armada Prime, and yeah, is this kit 100% necessary? Not really. The only real benefits for me are the posable hands, the new crotch plate. I do like the let me try that again. The reorientation, I know words. The reorientation of the stuff in the back does clean up the silhouette from the front, so I do appreciate that. Everything else is just pretty cosmetic. It's just make him slightly taller, make the shoulder pads slightly wider, make his arms slightly longer, which I guess if you thought the arms were a bit too short, then, that solves that problem for you. Give him a bit more chest piece, that's pretty much what this does here. So I can't say that this kit, vastly improves the figure. It gives it some minor improvements, some minor aesthetic differences. As far as I'm concerned, this is one of those kits that you could take it or leave it, really. Not a necessity, not crucial. Still a nice piece of kit, but not an essential piece of kit, as far as I'm concerned anyway, so there you go. Now, if you would like this or any of DNA Design's other offerings, you can always check out BigBadToyStore.com, as always linked in the description down below, so you can check that out. And I think that's it. So don't forget to check out EmGo's, check out Love, Peace, Paranormal, follow me on Twitter, all of that good stuff down in the description below, and I think that's pretty much all there is to say. So, there is the DNA Design DK-45 upgrade kit for Armada Optimus Prime, and this is EmGo saying, remember, you don't stop playing because you grow old, you grow old because you stop playing. Be geek, be proud, palm in your face.